Excellent. And I think it's something that, Accra Hasbro will need to learn from. I mean, for the two clubs.
Don't go there.
I mean, the two clubs. No, I'm saying this. Don't get me wrong. I'm saying that the two clubs need to go or toe the lines of corporate governance. I need that.
Corporate governance.
I need that from the two clubs. Now,
yeah, of course.
Papa, this is the controversial question for you here. Now, how does Nana Yaw Amponsah get the supporters on board and get the media to go with him? I remember sometime I met Dr. Kwame Che personally. We had a great chat, and you could feel the stress of the media on him. He says, you know, that was so profound when he told me that. I felt it. Doctor, I mean, the media in Kumasi, the media could be such a difficult one to deal with. How does he get the two? Because the supporters and the media alone can crush you with your policy document.
You see, Nana Yaw Amponsah has got friends here in Kumasi. He used them during the elections.
Yeah.
Nana Yaw Amponsah had a stint with Corners Babies. Cornerstones.
Yes, Cornerstones. Yeah.
It didn't end well. So the history here isn't good enough.
For status.
Secondly, he lost an election. Many people feel that Nana Yaw Amponsah was positioning himself for one of the big jobs in the country. Today, Nana Yaw Amponsah is going to Queen's Park Rangers for something. The next day, Ato folk are trying to appoint him, then Kotoko. So people felt he was jostling. And that's why all these things came up. I've heard some of the fans seriously speaking that, look, everybody would need to back him if they want to be successful. The same yesterday and the day before, a former Circles chairman and a board member, Bernard Zio, had openly come out to say this gentleman people are working themselves up about hasn't got a clout or anything to lead the club. Now, how does the media come in here? Do I call Nana Yaw Amponsah or do I call Bernard Zio and tell them please cease fire? Yesterday was a demonstration of unity. You saw former management members come in there. Now, George, let's use this unique opportunity to tell something to the world. Ayala wouldn't say it, so how? This is a big Kotoko. It's not the making of the media. George, you are there and an embedded member in the board or in the management he will form will call you. And I will say, no, you're the way could discard or the way could say, Monka already, you know, so mommy. What kind of document be out pay the American? So if you don't get a media person who is savvy or conservative, that person is looking to apologize and retract. He would retract, but he would have won the confidence of this embittered person and he would continue doing his bidding. You are there and then one of the players who is not doing well enough and has been benched will call you and tell you, oh, Maxwell found one player beat the number. So the issue about Kotoko and the Kumasi media, it is always started by the Kotoko faction.
Yeah.
And what really scares me is that there is this assumption in Kumasi that whenever a new management is made up, it starts so well. Or they will say in Kumasi, oh, they are 2 years, so they will say we are good. So even before Nana Yaw Amponsah starts his work, there are people who feel that it is going to be the same. Yeah. And that for me is something that we must all look at. Now, who and who are closer to the great king? That one we would have to be a little savvy. But there are those who have access to the king who could easily also tell him things. George, have you asked yourself how the great king got to know that people are paying, the Opokunti regime was paying different bonuses to certain players?
Wow.
Secondly, I was there when Otuvo was telling he must report the captain then. But Bass requires seat number we see an attitude. Quite sure the money be engine no one, so I say the Ashanti Kingdom exceeds Kumasi. So how did Otuvo get this specific detail? He has his ear everywhere. So we will beg Kotoko that for the good of the club and for the good of the supporters, everybody involved should keep quiet and give Nana Yaw Amponsah 6 months to put structures in place. Nana Yaw Amponsah should be very careful because the vast majority of the fans are not people who are so used to corporate structure. Let's be blunt. They are in the central market, the central business district called the Doom, and then Swami Magazine. These are mostly one-man businesses.
Yes.
You guys can easily tell Nana Yaw Amponsah, "Jai catch seminal, and policy in the paper na top players Miami and Africa and the No, when they say this to you and you are not firm, they will take it to radio. And sorry, maybe you're like Accra. It is not all the media that are well paid you must. So if I get who pull on my car every week, and then he says the credit now from Nana Yaw Amponsah or radio no so. Look, they will say it. So I just wish that Mr. Boateng will take control of Nana Yaw Amponsah's settling in. Dr. Kwame Chey cannot because he has his own media.
Yeah.
And when they decide to be acidic on you, you are finished in Kumasi.
Right. Talking about don't trust the people, trust the system, right?
Yeah, what I was saying basically is that in my corporate governance orientation, the decisions that the CEO puts together spans from one principle.
Ayala, but this one is your Ayala, this corporate governance is good. Oh. If I had you as a CEO, no problem. And we have the people with you, no problem. But this one is Kotoko. This corporate governance over the Kotoko one, it's not easy.
Let me land.
Okay,
if I land, then you get to understand me.
Okay, all right.
Now, in this normal principle, these are basic.
Okay.
Every decision you take must add value to the club.
Yeah.
Every decision. If you are bringing player, if you are bringing this, every decision you take must add value to the club. And by adding value to the club, what you are trying to say is that this decision I've taken is trying to maximize profits and minimizing cost. So yes, people will disagree. Why this player? Why that? Why this decision? Why that decision? But once the CEO, with his compliance office and all that, are able to justify and say, look, the reason why we took the decision, though maybe unpopular, is that this is the value that we think this decision will add to the club. And this is how we are reducing costs with this decision. At the end of the day, you face the board and you tell them every decision I've taken in the evaluation room has added value to the club.
Ayala, hold on.
That is it.
Ayala,
agreement we want.
Good. Ayala, hold on. Let me come to you, Papa. Papa, is there a system at all? Or you have to develop a system?
No, there is no system. Nana Yaw Amponsah should get ready. Otumfuo would directly call the accountant and ask him about things happening in Kotoko without him knowing.
Wow, of course.
The accountant he is going to work with is a choice from the palace. He has been a long-serving accountant. So the idea that we have a system and things are going to be rosy, I would want to tell him straight that it hasn't happened that way in Kotoko. There is due diligence, there is corporate governance, but there is tradition. Kotoko is a political party first and foremost. The accountant has outlasted KK Sapon, Opokuti. Mention them.
That's an interesting start. He knows everything. Wow. Okay,
so
Papa.
You should be ready for that.
For that,
but
okay.
there's no system.
There's no
you
system.
should trust his conscience.
Okay, trust his conscience. Coach Emily.
Exactly.
To Nana Yaw Amponsah, on trust.
At the end of the day, he needs to trust his conscience, like my good friend just said, because there are certain things will happen. When Opimsel feels that he needs to know certain things, he will not call Nana Yaw Amponsah. He will not even call anybody on the board. He will call people down there those who are really, really on the ground. And usually, if the man could tell you that in your bus, this seat is torn, then it means that he knows where to go to get the informations that are based, that are on the ground, for him to take his decisions. But like I said, look, please everybody, let the young man do his work. He will need your support, yes, but allow him to do the big appointment. For me, my major concern is with the playing body. I'm available if he wants me. I'm doing my own marketing if I'm available, because he will need people like myself to go and build a solid academy for Kumasi Asante Kotoko, where the boys will not only be given the tax to go and play football, but they'll be given proper formal education with people like me involved. So let's hope he settles down, get his thing in place, and then put the right people in the job. For me, Max Okunudu, in my view, is the best technical brain to have as the head coach of Kotoko as we speak today. So work with Maxwell when it comes to constituting the technical team for the academy, for the boss, and he will advise you onto the right people to put in charge of this team.